My good brother. Welcome to your other home. Thank you very much.
For the deaths occurring in Sudan, the real commander of RSF is not Hemeti, it's William Ruto, because for a movement to succeed, it needs money. The money from gold is being cleaned through Kenya to buy arms to go and kill women and children.
US President Donald Trump has publicly disowned President William Ruto, throwing him under the proverbial diplomatic bus by linking him to the notorious Sudanese paramilitary group, the Rapid Support Forces (RSF), and string of abductions across the Horn of Africa.
It is good for me to tell him why the Americans have a problem. Not just the Americans, the people of Kenya. The Americans have just heard the cry of the Kenyan people, and they are raising issues. William Ruto, aka Kasongo, please, the Americans want to have an investigation to unearth your business dealings with the Hemeti of RSF in Sudan, where you are doing gold business, and in reciprocity supplying arms to the terrorist group to kill women and children in Sudan.
Trump's political circle, never known for subtly, made it clear that Washington's passion with Nairobi's top brass has worn thin. What was once a diplomatic bromance between Kenya and the US is now developing into a blame game riddled with allegations, secrets, and international scandal.
I have a bit of a problem with some of our friends, but it is what I must do for Kenya. You know, it's in the best interest of Kenya that we get into this market. Some of our friends are complaining that we are doing too much trade with China. Honestly, I mean, you know, when I sat with President Xi, I had a very candid conversation, and I told him that Kenya is importing 600 billion of products.
I saw William Ruto today fumbling with words, trying to explain himself, but trying to digress from the real issues. He was saying that the Americans have a problem with him because he's having a relationship with China.
A growing pile of intelligence reports and whistleblowers accounts tying President Ruto to illicit dealings with the RSF and outfit sanctioned global for atrocities in Sudan.
I have a message to the Kenyan people. You are at risk. Your country is at risk.
Adding fuel to the already blazing fire, former Deputy President Gachagua has decided that silence is no longer golden. In a surprise twist that has left even seasonal political analysts scrambling for context, Gachagua has reportedly handed over sensitive details to US intelligence operatives, painting Ruto as the central figure in a shady trade network involving illegal gold smuggling and arms trafficking, all illegal, done in collaboration with RSF's leadership.
And I'm very excited that yesterday, in the Senate, the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee tabled a motion for the American legislative arm to review the status of Kenya as a non-NATO ally because of violation of human rights, because of abductions, extrajudicial killings, using police against civilians, and again working with terrorist organizations in Sudan, in Somalia.
According to Gachagua, Ruto's administration went rogue long before anyone in Washington noticed. He claimed the president's secret dealings with RSF weren't just about gold. They involved the sale and transport of weapons that have been traced back to conflict zones in Sudan and beyond.
William Ruto, aka Kasongo, please, the Americans want to have an investigation to unearth your business dealings with Hemeti of RSF in Sudan, where you are doing gold business, and in reciprocity supplying arms to the terrorist group to kill women and children in Sudan. You cannot run away with it because we have the evidence. I was your deputy when those meetings took place. I have all the details.
Gachagua, whose fallout with Ruto has been both public and increasingly toxic, didn't hold back. Speaking to American contacts, he reportedly described Ruto as a man who wears a suit of democracy but walks in the boots of a war profiteer. He also condemned Ruto's strategic pivot towards China, accusing the Kenyan president of hiding behind Beijing's shadow as pressure mounted from Washington over his entanglements with RSF.
He was saying that the Americans have a problem with him because he's having a relationship with China. And he's having a relationship with China because it's good for the country. But he's running away from the real issues.
Indeed, Ruto's increasingly close relationship with China is now being viewed by the West with fresh suspicion. What was initially marketed as an economic diversification strategy now looks more like a geopolitical escape plan. With the US re-evaluating Kenya's major non-NATO ally status, a little awarded with much fanfare in 2024, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Trump, this unraveling is both personal and political. Sources within the orbit suggest that the president feels betrayed by Ruto, whom he once saw as a potential ally in East Africa.
I think it's important now that I tell the people of Kenya. I had a serious disagreement with President William Ruto about Sudan. You know we have a problem in Sudan. There's a rebel movement called RSF. And the leader of that group is called Hemeti, has been the vice president of Sudan. So in 2023, William Ruto called me to his office and told me that diplomatically, a president can only invite a president to visit him, and he has a friend who is a vice president and he cannot invite him. So he wanted me to invite him on his behalf.
I recall you said this.
And he had a letter.
Yes.
I signed that letter, and Hemeti came, and we met, we discussed about Kenya and Sudan, but that was not the purpose of the visit. I took him to the president. Later on, I realized they are doing business. After some time, it came clear to me that the international community had placed international sanctions against Hemeti.
Now, with growing bipartisan pressure in Washington to hold foreign leaders accountable for human rights abuses and illicit trade, Ruto has become a liability rather than an asset. Back in Kenya, the public is watching this international soap opera unfold with a mix of disbelief and exhaustion. For many, Gachagua's tale-all is just another chapter in a long saga of betrayal, corruption, and political hypocrisy. But for the real danger lies in what comes next: sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and possible investigation that could rock not just Ruto's presidency, but the entire regional balance of power. As the world watches this drama play out, one thing is certain: the hyena has stopped laughing. The gods are gone, the village is awake, and the hunt for truth and accountability has officially begun. DUMPS Media, platform for bold, really and eye-opening conversations. We are committed to bringing you raw and unfiltered content that captures the pulse of society. Whether it is breaking political updates, social movements, or community stories, we present the facts with clarity and passion. Our news segments are designed to keep you informed with accurate, timely, and critical analysis that cuts through the noise and hype. We ask the hard questions and go beyond headlines to explain what it means for you. DUMPS Media, we stand for truth, courage, and connection. Our mission is to amplify voices, provoke thought, and build a community that listens, learns, and acts. If you are looking for honest dialogue, fearless journalism, and relatable stories, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation today.